beautiful kindred spirits. Today we are creating some watercolor-based oracle affirmation cards, but feel free to join me by making your own personalized set, as we will infuse your cards with art magic techniques and practices. So let's go ahead and get creative. You are welcome to trade these out as you'd like, but first off you will need a jar or container for your water to be held in, some magical herbs of your choosing, a type of magical water. I'm using full moon water today, some crystals to match the intention for your set. Avoid using things like selenite as they will react negatively when wet. This one is completely optional, but a crystal grid can aid in raising the vibration of your intention for your water's ingredients, so it can be helpful to have when crafting your magically infused water to later paint with. You will also need a watercolor brush or two. I'm using my own personal set of watercolor brushes that have a vessel attached to fill the water into. This way it can be used similarly to a wand in how it directs the water's energy forward with better focus. You will also need some watercolors to paint with. I'm using Winsor & Newton's Cotman palette as its colors are bright and vibrant and it has a mixing space built in, but feel free to play around with any type of watercolor you'd like and even create your own to deepen your art magic and intentions. I'll also be using this towel to dry and clean my brushes. And lastly, you will need some watercolor paper. I'm using mine at 300 GSM, so the cards are sturdy and durable. So to start, let's create our very own magical water. I began by placing my crystals around the outside of my jar. The crystals I used were ones known for their divine and intuitive energies like amethyst and labradorite. This way my cards can connect to and boost my own intuitive abilities when I use them. I also chose clear quartz for clarity and understanding, as well as its ability to be submerged in water without any issues. If you are unsure if your crystals can be submerged in water though, it's always a safe option like I have today to leave them nearby instead. Next, I'm adding my mini Seed of Life crystal grid underneath the jar to boost the water's vibration with sacred geometry and to align it with the crystal's energy itself. Our next step is adding in the herbs or plants of our choice to add into our water. I decided on using these blue spruce needles for their protection, ancient wisdom, healing, and goddess energy, but you can use whatever suits your cards best. Here you can begin to add yours in, but if you'd like to deepen your intention, you can also select a certain amount for a specific intention using numerology if you'd like. I went for a more intuitive approach and grabbed a pinch or two and stirred them around to make sure they really bonded with the water, which we will be adding in next. The water I decided on was full moon water, but you could use so many others. Rainwater would be great for flow and movement, sun for vitality and joy, snow for slowing down, and even seawater for the fun ways the salt will play with the paper when it dries. And again, you can get even more creative in your intention by adding in a certain amount of water using specific numbers to root your intentions in. So now that you have your water ready to go and magically charged, you can use it to fill your brushes or leave it in your jar, whichever works for you, as well as get your paper ready to go and out. I also took some time to put on some music and meditate to center my energy before beginning, but this isn't a necessary step. It's always important to find your own way to tap into your creative side and center all that energy in a way that works best for you. Making sure you have everything you need, you can begin by deciding first how big or small you'd like your cards to be, as well as what shape. For mine, I had a set previously, so I decided to place those down as references to help me in keeping them all roughly the same shape. I also love how portable and small these are, which is why I love to use them in my readings on this channel for you all. Alongside my watercolors, I'll also be using some black ink, which I forgot to mention earlier, but it's to achieve darker tones with the many colors. Yay, we can actually begin painting. So as you can see, another way to add a layer of intention is to use sigils in your paint before painting with them. I also thought I'd mention too just how much you can play with color magic in your cards' creations. Experiment with all sorts of interesting colors, mixtures, or even specifically curated palettes to achieve an all-over feel and energy for your set. I personally played around with a variety of colors and mixtures, and I thought we could explore some magical and psychological correspondences and associations with each to help you choose, but always trust your own intuition and personal ideas for each. First up is purple. This color is associated with the ideas of royalty, luxury, intuition, dreams, meditation, and astral travel. It also corresponds with the crown chakra and its connection to the divine, universe, or source. The planet it's linked to is Jupiter and its ideas of expansion. Next is blue. This color is connected with the states of calm, trust, loyalty, knowledge, communication, and wisdom. It also corresponds with both the third eye and throat chakras in their connection to our voice, thoughts, and intuition. The planet it is associated with is also Jupiter. We have now made it to green. This color corresponds with the ideas of money, career, growth, good luck, and healing. It is also linked with the heart chakra and its association with our emotions and the connection between the earthly and spiritual realms. The two planets it is associated with are Earth and Venus. Next in the rainbow is yellow. This color is associated with the ideas of joy, vitality, confidence, ego, and power. It also corresponds with the solar plexus chakra and its connection to our personality and self. The planet it is linked to is Mercury, but I'll be honest, I also feel like it's the sun. Second to last is orange. This color is connected with the ideas of action, creativity, play, caution, and courage. It also corresponds with the sacral chakra and its connection to sensuality and our inner muse. The star it is associated with is the sun in its warmth and intensity. The last color I will share with you today is red. This color corresponds with the ideas of victory, power, grounding, strength, and even romance. It is also linked with the root chakra and its earthly and sensible nature. The planet it is associated with is Mars for its strength, fortitude, and bold ideas. Now these are only 6 of the huge variety of colors there are out there, so feel free to take some time to see what your personal ideas on each are. You can also seek out books and other resources to choose which colors you'd like to use. And as you can see, you can also mix them to make new blended associations and intentions. But before we can add any of our affirmations, we'll have to wait for them to dry fully. It definitely takes some patience. Now you are welcome to use whichever affirmations, words, images, ideas, and even symbols that you'd like. I personally created a list on my phone to make sure that the ones I did use felt balanced and each message was unique. I also made sure to check that I didn't already use it in my first set so they don't overlap. I also sometimes made spelling mistakes, but found myself to embrace them as happy accidents versus starting over completely like you can see in this card. They even added to the meanings at times in unexpected ways. And feel free to explore your creative intuition here by adding in textures, lines, little illustrations, or even with the handwriting and typeface itself. There really is no limit when it comes to art magic and your own personal touch and flair. All that's left is to double check that there isn't anything you missed or want to add before giving them a good cut. I decided to cut mine with a small white border as I love the watercolor edge. Now that they are all finished, I'm so curious how yours all turned out. Please feel free to share yours with me and the other kindred spirits and creative souls in the community by using the hashtag #BitsandBobsKindredSpirits on Instagram. Or if you want to share them with me privately, my DMs are always open and I'd love to see them as the ever curious creative being that I am. I hope you guys enjoyed this different kind of video from me where it's a little bit more educational and creative alongside the divination. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a like. Also, if you have any of your own personal ideas on art magic or your own practices with creating oracle cards, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. Thank you all for tuning in today with your creative side, and if you're interested in seeing these cards in action, I have all sorts of readings for love, career, spirituality, and so much more on my channel already for you to dive into, so feel free to have fun over there. And I'm wishing you all the best in your own sets of cards, and I will see you on Monday with another reading. Stay magical, and bye!